The biggest challenge is many of the team members were experts in Sketch. And I think this is just building off what Rahmeen was just saying, that it was a very familiar tool, and saying, okay, this is what you're using now, it's quite a shift, right? And there's a number of different things that think about when you're asking someone to completely switch tools. So getting team members up to speed, that's been a challenge. For sure. And then rebuilding libraries, the sketch import isn't great. So rebuilding all those libraries that we made progress with abstract, definitely a challenge. We could probably speak more to that on the design system side.
Well, and you also said, what did the lessons learned and what were the challenges? I mean, it was bittersweet rebuilding the libraries, right? Because we haven't had a design system for a long time at Viasat. So both looked at it like, hey, this is an opportunity to get the things right that we may think or thinking of a little differently now. I mean, the tool's different too, so it enabled us to do different setups for the typography kit. And then we also used it as an opportunity to say, hey, like Viasat needs to be AA compliant for accessibility. We need to bake this in from the atomic level, right? We want to take our style tokens, we want to take our font tokens, we want to be able to get our font weights and the way we're naming everything and put that governance around that. So when designers start building things with these atomic pieces, we can get them out of the gates being accessible by giving like really good guidelines. So we actually have surfaces that if you use a particular font and you use the particular surface token that we have available, you're just going to be accessible no matter what. You're not even going to have to open up the Stark app and check your ratios because we've already baked it into the system. It was a really cool opportunity to say, hey, remember that thing we did a year ago? I bet we have got some good lessons learned, and now let's do it over, but let's do it better.
Yeah, and when you read article about people who want to transition the way they are working to kind of bring a design system, you are building a design system while you are still kind of working on some product. And each story you hear, it's always kind of a big lift to kind of, to start to have a design system, to sell the concept to the leadership, to be sure everybody understands what that means. And for us, on the top of it, we just decided to change a tool in the middle of it. So when you read all the experience, that it's always kind of a challenging, and on the top of it, we kind of decided when we were kind of starting to make progress that we are going to change the tool. That kind of complicated a bit the thing. But yeah, I think it was, it's like everything was kind of new and scary. When you look back after, you just kind of learn something from the experience. During the design system in Sketch, we did not lose much because the concept of design system is the same. We just took the opportunity to use Figma to kind of rethink the way we did build some of the component. Learn and do it better. So I think it was bittersweet, as Rahmeen said. It was complicated and maybe a little bit kind of discouraging at the beginning. We were all supporting each other, and we knew that I knew it was a positive move.
And I like to say Neil's not allowed to suggest a design stack change within the next couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say that I'll jump in there. I'd say there is a big lesson learned there, right? When we made the change, when we were Sketch and we added abstract to our design tool stack, that was a big lift for the team. And, that was a responsibility that I took in terms of working with the team and saying, yes, we're going to do this. And we did it. But then also, within 6 months, setting up that initiative to look at Figma and question again, have we made the right choice? Is there another opportunity? And I'd say a big lesson learned for me is just how great the team were in terms of receiving the fact that, okay, you know what, we were going this way, but we are going to pivot. And I think that it talks to what a great team we have. I think it talks to how flexible designers are and open to change and open to opportunity like that designers can be. It can be scary, but I think one of the great things that we did was there was a lot of change management that we considered in terms of how we were going to make sure the team were happy